Hello everyone, Tyler here for Run Route Recon KC, and here in Kansas City especially, football season is really beginning to heat up, and that means it's time for the Kickoff 5K, brought to you by KC Running Company. Now before we get too far into the video, of course, we need the disclaimers. This is for the 2023 route. Official course details, including course map, pack-up pickup times, race start times, and all that kind of stuff will be included on the race's official website, which I will post in the description below. And of course, this preview is based off of the course map posted to the race official website. Of course, that means that details are subject to change as far as the route itself. Just keep that in mind when viewing this video. Also, while you're here, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. That really does help the channel out, as well as visiting our socials, Instagram and Twitter, both at Run Route Recon KC, and then of course our website too at runroutereconkc.com. As noted in the last video, we're going to break these up into 4 different sections, including basic race info, course details, the video preview itself, and then of course capping off with my own personal course rating. This time I'm actually going to include star ratings too, so that'll be kind of fun. New actually, specific to this course video, and of course all videos going forward, I'm actually going to be providing 2 versions of the same course. The first one is going to be the standard preview and review, everything that I just described, and then the other version will just be the course itself in real time as I was running it. For example, if you would like to run the course in real time along with me, say on a treadmill or something like that, perhaps even match the same gradient and speed, that second video will give you the chance to do that. No music, no commentary, nothing like that, just the course itself as well as the mile markers. With that said, let's go ahead and get on to the course itself. This is an event that has been run for several years, and that means there's been several different variations of the course. The 2023 route takes place in Leawood, Kansas at the Parkway Plaza Shopping Center, I believe. It's just north of 135th, just west of Rowe and just east of Knowles, kind of sandwiched in that little block. The official address is actually the Astra Performance Center at 13400 Briar Street. This is of course a timed event, so includes age group awards roughly every 5 years. The race benefits the Stop Trafficking Project, so a good beneficiary as well. This also includes a kids run, and it kind of depends on the age group what distances each of the kiddos will be running, but each race is anywhere from about 50 yards to 200 yards, so you can kind of pick and choose which one seems to best match your kiddo. The Kickoff 5K is a relatively well attended event. Last year there were 500 finishers. The faster times were about 16 minutes. I think the lead runner actually won in about 16 minutes flat, and slower runners run about the 90-minute range. So runners, walkers, everybody is welcome on this course. Strollers are allowed to be in this race, but they're usually encouraged to stage themselves closer to the back of the pack. Everybody is pretty much welcome. This 5K course has about 115 feet of elevation gain, but something to keep in mind, the majority of this actually takes place in the second half of the course. So right about the time that your legs are getting a little bit tired, you're starting to run out of breath, that's where the elevation really starts to pick up. There are 2 sections in particular that are a little bit punchy. We'll be highlighting those in the video, but no major hills. This course is primarily blacktop and concrete and pretty much takes place on a full neighborhood block. So you'll be going up Rowe, over on 127th, down Knoll, and then you'll finish around 133rd and 134th Street. There is one section that kind of takes you outside of that perfect square. We'll be highlighting that in the video as well. Moving into the course preview itself, once again we are noting the course and elevation profile, and this time actually including distance. However, I did start my watch a little bit late, so the distance is a little bit less than what it actually is. The mile markers will be accurate, according at least to the official course map on the website. So pay attention a little bit more to the mile markers, a little bit less to the actual mileage that is shown below. I believe it's off by about 0.05 miles, so keep that in mind when watching the video. And with that, let's go ahead and get to the starting line. Now this video was recorded approximately 3 weeks or so before race day. I would fully expect that this construction to still be going on, so expect that for race day. However, I don't think it'll get in the way. As usual, for safety, I will be running on the sidewalks here. I would almost fully expect that runners on race day will be running with traffic on the roads themselves. Usually they shut down half of the lanes. After the first quarter mile or so of relatively flat ground, the next 3/4 of a mile up until just past the 1 mile marker, we have an average downhill. So it'll be quite a speedy beginning to the race, but you will have to make all that elevation up later on. Here's where we're going to have to make up some of that elevation. This is about 1.25 miles into the race, and this is on 127th Street. It's about 1/3 of a mile long, though it is increasing gradient, so that means that it will be steeper closer to the end of the hill. 7% max gradient, about 3.5% average gradient. And here we are topped out on top of that hill. It's going to be a quick downhill as we approach Knoll, and then a quick left turn and on into the very next climb. As soon as we turn onto Knoll heading south, we get into the next climb. This is a little bit less steep than the last one. It's only about 3% average gradient, tops out about 6%, and is only just over 1/4 mile long. Here we are once again topped out at the top of that hill, but this is where things kind of get a little bit tricky. We are late into the race, and though it does flatten out here, we do have a couple of slight rollers, and we actually do have a net increase in elevation for the next 3/4 of a mile. just over 2.5 miles, 4 kilometers into the race, just over 1 kilometer left to go, and we are topped out, no more climbs. This is flat all the way to the finish. Now we are talking about February in Kansas, so make sure to mind the weather approaching race day. It typically is quite cold for the Kickoff 5K. As always, KC Running Company really does take care of their runners, so the amenities are really quite nice. I'm actually going to start giving ratings, like I said, to each one of these courses, mostly based off the course, a little bit less off of the race itself. I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars in my book, at least. Again, not the most exciting course itself, but it still is challenging. It's not a sleeper by any stretch of the imagination. So right around that average middle section, just a little bit better in my book. I really do like those open roads in Leawood. And that's it. Thank you guys for joining me. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comments if you've run this race before, any of the iterations that they've had of the Kickoff 5K, and what you think of the course. Also, of course, I am taking feedback for any of these videos, as well as videos that you would like to see in the future. So feel free to leave that feedback and even direct message me if you like. Thank you again, and I will see you guys at the start line.